unseen of the heavens and earth. Allah knows what the heart contains. Allah possesses all knowledge of the heavens and the earth, all living things between them, all the laws that apply in the universe, and all things that happen at all times. Because it is Allah who creates them. Furthermore, there are no limits to Allah's knowledge. Allah knows the identities of everyone who is born or dies in the world, and the number of leaves that fall from every tree, and all this at one and the same time. He knows all the details of the billions of stars and the billions of galaxies in the universe, and many other things that we can never list here. Our Lord knows everything that happens in our world and all that happens in space. He knows the generic codes of all the billions of people, animals, and plants in the world. In one verse of the Qur'an, He reveals, "The keys of the unseen are in His possession. No one knows them but Him. He knows everything in the land and sea. No leaf falls without His knowing it. There is no seed in the darkness of the earth, and nothing moist or dry which is not in a clear book." There is one very important secret that we must not forget. As well as all the things we have just listed, Allah also knows the hearts of men, what goes through their minds, and everything they do, whether openly or in secret. People think that only they know the emotions, thoughts, and anxieties they feel. Yet this is a great mistake. Just like He does everywhere else in the universe, Allah knows man inside out. Al-Azim, the Most Great. Everything in the heavens and everything in the earth belongs to Him. He is the Most High, the Most Great. Allah's greatness and majesty are very definitely beyond all human comprehension. Yet even so, we can still see and understand, within the limits of our minds, how mighty and powerful He is. Because the whole universe is full of countless examples that reveal His greatness. Even a brief examination of the world we live in will be enough to make us feel the greatness of Allah, the Creator of all. The sky that bears thousands of tons of clouds, mountains thousands of meters high, and the seas and forests with all the billions of life forms in them. These and countless other details are clear proof of the greatness of Allah. A minute or two's thought will be enough for man to realize that he needs to serve our Creator. In other words, the Almighty Allah, the Creator of all the universe, who controls all the billions of galaxies and the billions of stars in them. Al-Bari, the Maker. He is Allah, the Creator, the Maker, the Giver of form. To Him belong the most beautiful names. Everything in the heavens and earth glorifies Him. He is the Almighty, the All-Wise. There is equilibrium and harmony in everything in this universe we inhabit. As new advances are made, especially in the field of science, the hitherto unknown facts emerge, that equilibrium and harmony grow ever clearer. Every system in the universe is the design of a superior intelligence. The possessor of that intelligence created everything within an amazing order. Every single body in the universe and all the billions of living things in this world continue to exist in a most magnificent order. That order in nature never fails, and that has been the case for millions of years. This stunning harmony between the universe and life on earth is a clear proof of Allah's creative artistry. Al-Jabbar, the Compeller. He is Allah. There is no God but Him. He is the King, the most pure, the perfect peace, the trustworthy, the safeguarder, the Almighty, the Compeller, the Supremely Great. Glory be to Allah. Above all, they associate with Him. The worst mistake that people make is to grow haughty in the face of Allah and become caught up in pride. Beneath this lies man's regarding himself as an entity independent of Allah. Believe that some of his characteristics have their origin in himself, and thus granting himself a separate identity. This, of course, is totally irrational. If we stop to think, we can clearly see that we did not come into this world of our own accord, that we do not know when our lives will end, and that no one of our characteristics was given to us of our own choice. In the face of these facts, it is quite obvious how meaningless and unreasonable it is for man to grow haughty in the face of his own Creator. The fact is that man must understand the greatness of Allah and realize that it was He who created him from nothing, and He who gives him his characteristics and potential. Neither must he forget that Allah can take all His blessings back whenever He so chooses, and that all living things must one day die. He must accept that it is only Allah who is everlasting, and must submit himself to Him. That is because Allah has the power to make all those who mistakenly grow proud before Him, who are unaware of their helplessness and turn their backs on Him, bow their heads whenever He wishes. Al-Haq, the truth. That is because Allah, He is the truth, and what you call upon besides Him is falsehood. Allah is the All-High, the Most Great. Time and space, living and dead are created concepts, just like everything else. A material world was created at a moment when there was no time and space, and the concepts of time and space grew within that world. If we were to go back in time, we would run up against that frontier, which there is no way of crossing. The oldest thing we can ever talk about is the creation of the universe. In fact, the limit identified by scientific circles today is some 10⁻43rd powers seconds after the creation of the universe. Neither space nor time can be defined in the time span before that. At this point, we find ourselves in front of a dimension with neither time nor space. Since these two concepts by which man is limited were created at a particular moment, then there was timelessness and spacelessness before that creation. It is Allah who created these concepts beyond which we can never go, although He Himself is not bound by them. Allah is beyond time and space, for which reason He exists in infinity. He is the only true existence. Everything save His being came into being because He so ordered it. Al-Qahar, the subduer, the all-conquering. On the day the earth is changed to other than the earth, and the heavens likewise, and they parade before Allah, the One, the all-conquering. In the same way that Allah is capable of doing away with people's difficulties and easing their hearts, so He can also condemn them to terrible suffering. The Qur'an gives examples of nations